welcome to my channel and welcome to my new apartment. I have relocated. I'm still in Chicago, but I'm pleased to announce I'm much happier in the area that I'm in, so fingers crossed, knock on wood, that continues to remain the case. If you're new here, hello, my name is Victoria Lynn Myers. I do health and wellness type content. Specifically, I've been doing a lot of running content after my life was entirely changed running the Chicago Marathon on no.
Got your banana.
His name is Tim Olsen, Reginald Cross, and Larry Beck.
And that's what today's video is about. I've been getting a lot of questions on how do I become a person that enjoys running. You're talking to somebody that specializes in that as somebody that thought runners were crazy until 8-9 months ago. So if that gives you any hope, hopefully it does. Yeah, if you're new here, hello. And if you're a returning subscriber, hi. Thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot. If you haven't already, stick around. Click the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow, helps to stay motivated. I am very performance driven, so please, seriously, for my mental health, please hit the like button, subscribe, it really means a lot. And let's get into today's video, which is 4 tips on how to make running fun. Tip number 1, and this might sound very cliche, but fuel your body and your joy. The one thing I can chalk up how well I did, given no prep for the Chicago Marathon, is the fact that leading up to it, I did carb load.
Good morning. I look absolutely and freaking sane because apparently you're supposed to wear layers. I feel like I am going to a crash course of something I did not study for, but this is the Chicago Marathon. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I'm honestly just hoping for, I don't know, 10 miles. I have a lot of glycogen stored up. I literally had the munchies last night.
Running has totally changed my viewpoint on not only my body, but my food intake. As somebody that came from a strict background, I used to be vegan, if you didn't know this. I was in the heat of like the Freely the Banana Girl type content. I would get pallets of Whole Foods bananas, and I would have vegan meals, and I was starving. Peace and love to the vegans. I feel like oddly enough, my content recently has hit that demographic on TikTok, and I'm kind of terrified. But as somebody that was like an ex-vegan, I come from a very strict food intake type environment. So being able to stop focusing as much on externals and really focus on performance when you're in such an intense environment like running and training for a marathon, you can't turn a blind eye to the areas in which you're slacking when it comes to food and food intake.
Let's make a bagel with cream cheese, avocado, and scrambled egg while I talk to you about why all your problems don't go away when you're deeply skinny, okay?
And it's been so healing for me in a lot of ways in terms of just appreciating what my body can do for me. It's just as much a physical thing running is as it is a mental thing, and I definitely notice on the days when I haven't done my best in terms of fueling my body, it shows in my training. It's been less and less about how to punish myself or whip myself into submission, so to speak, in terms of like what my body needs to look like aesthetically, and more about how I can perform, which has been so fun for me. It's changed the game for me when it comes to fitness as somebody that's been in fitness for literal years. With that being said, I come from a background of weightlifting. I was a cheerleader in high school. I love physical fitness. It's been a way for me to connect with other people. And I've noticed in times when my life was a little bit sadder, I didn't have that sense of community or that camaraderie that I really crave. But with that, part of learning myself and what I need, just like how maybe you get redundancy in a relationship or redundancy at work, really spicing it up in terms of hybrid training has helped me to maintain my momentum on days where it's a little lackluster to go on another 5-mile run. Hybrid training for me can look like 1 day or 2 days or 3 days even a week weightlifting, and then doing yoga or going on a walk. I also really think, oddly enough, the amount of walks that I would go on before the marathon and even now has really helped me when it comes to my running and stamina. So never underestimate the power of a good walk. And that's regardless of if you take this into account and try to start running or not. Never underestimate the power of a walk for mental sanity. The whole walking and your eyes moving left to right is a very cathartic thing regardless. Walking is something I swear by, but never underestimate walking when it comes to cardio and actually getting into running. I think we put so much of a focus on just like hitting mileage. That can be a little bit daunting. And so focusing on even on days where maybe you haven't gotten a good night's sleep, or you know, you're feeling like you really just don't want to do it, because we're human, right? Some days we don't want to work out. Go on a walk. When I'm on my off days, I will still always go on a long walk, probably twice a day. Granted, fitness and health and wellness is what I do for a living at this point, and I'm very fortunate about that. But make it a point, even on your work break, walk. Especially if you're trying to start running, never underestimate the power of hybrid training to keep things interesting, as well as walking.
Wasn't sure I was going to make it today, and yet here I am.
Point number 3 is find your people. When I moved out and I left the cult, I grew up in a religious cult, I had to start completely over. And I don't know if that connects to anybody. I've been no stranger to talking about how much the running community has brought me a sense of community. It has been such a blessing. Got me into running, to summarize, is I would go to church occasionally, and they had advertised that they were doing a charity for the Chicago Marathon, and I felt called to sign up. And I never trained for it at all. I mainly just wanted to do it just to get out and get a sense of community. At that time, I was also doing like community gardens, and really just was trying to find a healthy sense of community. I feel like it really is hard sometimes, especially if you come from a background like I did, where when I moved out and I kind of had to start over because I was no longer identifying with the ways in which I was raised, I kind of lost my sense of community. It was very difficult. I went through very dark times. And so when I got into the running, it's such a breath of fresh air. Mufasa actually says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together, go with people, go with the community. And that's very true. When I'm training fast, I don't want to be in a group run, right? If I'm trying to get my time down, which my time has been getting so much better, you all. That's another really cool thing as somebody that's very data driven, is being able to see how everything affects my time. And it's so cool, especially as a woman. Athletes, as they age, they actually improve their running times if given proper effort. That's so cool. I feel like that's rare, that as you age, you could potentially become better at a sport. It's been nice to have a safe space to be able to be myself, because I am a very kind and bubbly person by nature, and I really love connecting with people in those types of ways. Maybe I just have on rose-colored glasses still, and again, hopefully knock on wood, that's not the case. But it's allowed me to be friendly and to really step into that, and you just never know what may come from that. I've met some of my good friends now at this point through the running community, and if I hadn't been friendly or made an intention to go to group runs or to really introduce myself, kind of go out of your comfort zone, maybe none of those things would have transpired. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. And lastly, point number 4, learn when not to train. And this is something that's really difficult for me as somebody that enjoys it and also gets a little bit antsy around sitting still. That's something I'm still working on. I don't know if it's my ADHD diagnosis or what, but I just love being busy and I love being active. It's part of my identity at this point, which I've had to kind of untether myself to in times past.
Message for my girlies: go get your pap smears. I'm about to go get my A, pap smear, B, get blood work drawn. If you don't have a period, that's not normal. I haven't had a period for 4+ years. Not proud of it. Been trying to get it back. Hired a recovery coach. And I'm about to get updated blood work to see where predominantly my estrogen, because that was very low, almost menopausal low.
But yeah, really knowing when to train and when to take a day off or take some time off is a good thing to learn in life in general. You can't always gas it. You will burn yourself out. I think relaxation looks different for everybody. I used to go into therapy and my therapist would be like, okay, say you do take a day off, what would that look like to you? And I found myself describing what I envisioned a person relaxing would look like. So I'd be like, they're gonna be at a cafe and they're gonna be reading a book and they're gonna be doing, and sure, does that sound great? Yes, but like, was that actually what I needed in those moments? It wasn't. I was just describing what it looked like. So really tuning into what you need, and that's gonna change day to day. So really tapping into that and trying to figure out, what do I need? And checking in with yourself. And again, that's another great practice just for life in general, is things are gonna change. Don't hold tightly to things. You should be kind of scanning yourself regularly in this moment. What do I need? Do I need water? Do I need whatever? You know, simple things like that I think people don't tap into enough. And I think then they project that out into other people. And this again is not a therapy lesson whatsoever, but I think it's really important to know when you need to gas it and when you need to rest. And that's something I'm still working on, but it's something that is critical for being excited about fitness and running and in life in general. You will burn yourself out if you're always gassing yourself. So anyway, those are my 4 tips to actually enjoying running. I'll put down some resources as well. There's like a Couch to 5K article I saw recently that can help maybe with some training. Also, Strava is really fun for tracking your runs and building that sense of community as well. If I have any resources, I'll drop them down below. And if you all have any resources, please let me know below because I am still new to this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video again, give me a like and I will see you so soon. Bye.